Hello, everyone. We're back again. We're here to do another celebrity versus battle. I am Hunsi Soleil, and
I am Monze LaBelle Venus, also known as Priestess Leilani Kane. Welcome, everybody.
so hope you guys enjoy this. As you come in, just go ahead and get settled in. If you want to support me, you can drop the scale emojis. And if you want to support Monze LaBelle Venus, you drop the pink, the pink flower emojis. This is our second time doing this, and it started to become kind of fun. So let's see what we get into tonight. You want to go ahead and get us started, or?
Yeah, I'll give just like a few more seconds here.
Okay.
Then, yes, but then after that, I will go ahead and get started with Kim and Kanye. I know everybody's wondering what's kind of going on with them, so we're going to be messy. Hi, Priestess. Going to get some tea tonight. Welcome.
So while we're waiting for folks to trickle in, I'll just give some updates. I've revamped my Patreon, so if anybody's interested in checking that out, you can go to www.patreon.com/Soleil Spirit Work. Starting in the next few days, I'll have some of the classes I used to teach. My intro to tarot classes will be up there. Patreon's a good deal, especially if you want to get a monthly reading. So I have 4 tiers of membership, 3 of which come with readings. That's one thing. What else am I working on? Tarot mentorship. It starts November 1st, but applications are due October 13th, which is actually not that's kind of close. So if you guys are interested, definitely reach out to me. You can reach out to me via email, humsisoleil@gmail.com, or you can check out the free mentorship program. We advertise there pretty regularly.
Yes, and to add to that, I also have a upcoming money magic class, October the 12th. So if you are interested in learning how to craft powerful money drawing work, definitely tap in. That link is already circulating around the free mentorship. So if you guys are interested, please don't hesitate to sign up for that class. Also, still doing ancestral life path readings over at the Voodoo Institute. It's voodooinstitute.com/Leilani. If you're interested, Hunsi Soleil also gives powerful ancestral life path readings as well. So if you guys want to tap in, go ahead and visit Voodoo Institute, okay? Okay. So it looks like we got a couple of people trickling in, so I will go ahead and get started tonight. The first reading of tonight is going to be over Kim and Kanye, you guys. We are ready to see like what's going on with them. Why are they being so secretive, so stealthy? Are they still together? Are they reconciling? Let's kind of see what the ancestors have to say about it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards. Okay. Are you getting any feedback, Hunsi Soleil?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. I know sometimes they get feedback. Okay. We're going to take a look at Kim and Kanye and see how they are doing since they're allegedly not together, right? Go ahead and hit the pink flower emoji. Okay. So right away, I pulled the damsel in reverse, and that's right next to the storyteller as well. So what I'm getting here is both people are kind of like nobody's being honest about their true feelings here. no, they don't have honest and open communication with each other at this time. Nobody wants to be the first person to kind of like break the ice in the relationship. There's a little bit of hesitancy, because neither person knows what the other person is like actually thinking when it comes to their relationship. I'm also getting here with the companion card is that they miss each other's friendship. Like they miss having a good companion in that type of way. They miss the friendship and the connection of actually being together. I'm also picking up with the Lover in reverse here is that they, like they still have feelings for each other, but with the cards that it's surrounded by, they're not talking about these feelings openly with each other, but they're definitely like still there. I'm also getting that they're just unclear. Like they're just unclear of like what the other person is thinking right now, or if he or she should say something. They're kind of like almost like tiptoeing around, the elephant in the room, essentially, like when it comes to them. There's still like a level of like flirtation in the relationship right now, but nobody's really like acting on it truly, if that makes sense. Okay. I get that there's a little bit of aggression there with this card here. There's things obviously like that we don't know, right? Because it's like, we don't actually know these people. And so I like to say allegedly, okay? But something that I'm picking up here is there's almost like a tit for tat action. One person is always trying to stay like ahead of the other person. And are you dating? Is he dating? Type of energy. It's almost like a young school age type game energy that I'm picking up here between these two. It's like a real tit for tat energy. They're trying to be meticulous and skillful. So there's definitely overall, like there's still feelings there. They're definitely concerned with what the other person is doing right now. And I'm also picking up like Kim's energy. She almost kind of feels like Kanye was her biggest advocate, per se. She feels like he is someone who has held her down. He has contributed to her image in a lot of ways. He's been there for her business, business-wise. He's built her up with her confidence. And what I'm getting from this, she's kind of sad. Like she feels like, hey, we have all these problems, we have these disagreements, but she really feels like he was a true advocate for her. So it might be surprising to some, but I'm literally picking up, like the energy of true love here. Also, we got the Mother in reverse. Both of them, especially Kim, in this situation, she's really concerned about her children. She is concerned about how everything is impacting their children and also their relationship with their children right now. In this card, I don't know if you all can see it, but the mother is like hovering over and like protecting her child. And there's a lot, I feel like, that goes on with these two that she tries to protect her children from. I get with this card, the children may not know everything. They may not see everything that is going on. And that's because they're doing their very best to, in a sense, like stay impartial when it comes to the children. Almost like, not that anyone would or should, but, sometimes kids are exposed to things, I get with this card, they literally try to be intentional about not talking badly about the other parent in front of the children. I'm also getting that they also shield them in a sense when it comes to the media and what type of information they're exposed to when it comes to their parents, So they really don't want the children to have to suffer through whatever it is that they're trying to like work through right now. So that's what I'm getting right now. Yes, if this is resonating, go ahead and drop the pink flower emojis for sure. I know everybody's kind of been wondering. So there's been a lot of rumors circulating about Kim and Kanye. It's just too many to like even pick to read on here. Did y'all hear the rumor that Kanye was dating Jeffree Star? Did anyone hear that, or was that just me? Did you hear that? That he dated Jeffree Star?
I heard that at one point. That was a little too out there for me.
Yeah, it was out there. So what I'll do is I'm gonna look and see, if they're actually, because I did hear also that Kanye was like out dating models and stuff like that too. There's like speculation that Kim might be, yes, okay, see, somebody else heard it too, but other speculations that he's, like dating some high profile supermodel or something. So let's take a look here and see, is Kanye romantically involved with anyone else during this time? Yeah, I'm kind of biased too on that, Cora. I don't really believe that either. Not Jeffree. I mean, maybe the model scenario or something like that, but oh, it's a huge story. Okay. Yeah, maybe dating someone, but I don't necessarily get that it was like the model. I mean, the Jeffree Star. No, no. As far as like the Jeffree Star situation, I feel like that was like a very childish rumor. What I'm picking up here is that somebody that maybe have been being petty just to stir up drama or stir up gossip might have actually started that rumor. It looks like Kanye's primary focus right now is more like on a spiritual level, in a sense. Like he's more focused on the reality of his situation. He is more focused on whatever projects he might have on the table. He is more focused on finding out who Kanye is right now and like focusing on himself. But as far as like actually physically dating someone else, no. So there's the tea on that. And that is the read for Kim and Kanye.
Good job. You guys definitely need to drop some flower emojis. Thank her for that, for spilling that tea.
Thank you.
I am going to now read on Will Smith. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, the celebrities have been behaving recently. So it was hard for me to think of who to read on. And then I saw the headline about him talking about how he wanted to have an affair with Halle Berry. And I was like, why now? Why do we need to know this?
Wait, he said that?
He said that. He said, I think it was with GQ, he said he finally admitted that the thing that everybody knows is that him and Jada are not monogamous. And then he talked about how he wanted to have relationships with Halle Berry and Misty Copeland, and he named someone else, and he was like, yeah, but they were too high profile or something like that. So yeah,
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said that. So I want to know why do we need to know this now? Why did he feel the need to share that with us? Y'all go ahead and drop some scales, give me some energy, give me some support so I can get through this one. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters. What can you tell me about Will Smith? Okay. What information can you give me about why he chose to share this with the public? Let's see if they were here because I have ancestors. Let me know. So the cards that jumped out are the Four of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Cups, which I think is a really interesting combination. Four of Swords is a card about you're being encouraged to rest and relax. So Will Smith needs to chill. Like the cards are really saying he needs to chill. The Page of Wands talks about him having big ideas about how he wants to be seen by the public and struggling to like root those in reality, right? So he's been in overdrive, I'm getting these last few years. in terms of figuring out how to reinvent himself. He doesn't like the fact that he used to be seen as kind of this sex symbol actor, and he's like dad now. People don't really see him that way. So he's running himself ragged, trying to figure out how to reinvent himself, how to get himself back to that kind of playboy image, right? And then we have the Three of Cups, which is the card of celebration. When this card is in reverse for me, it's about gossip. I'm not necessarily getting gossip from this situation, but he doesn't like the fact that he's not celebrated and talked about in the same way anymore. So I think that part of him sharing what he did was about identity recovery to a certain extent. Yeah. The rest of the spread highlights that for me. We have the Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Temperance card. So again, a lot of time in his head, thinking, planning, and plotting. Ace of Swords is new downloads and ideas. It's a card that comes up when we are receiving information that's allowing us to act differently. So part of this is that I think he's seen other people be able to kind of get attention for oversharing. So it prompted him to do that. We have the Two of Wands, which is that card of planning for move, forward action, taking on a new journey. So again, this is more of him spending time in his head, that planning and plotting, right? Temperance, card of moderation, as well as thinking, balance, perspective. So again, even though this may have felt out of nowhere for a lot of us, he's been thinking about this for a really long time. We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. The King of Wands is the charismatic leader. So again, this is how he sees himself. Like in terms of how he sees his higher self, he sees himself as like a really charismatic, handsome man. And he doesn't like situations where he can't show up that way, right? The reason why this is the card of the politician or the businessman is because a huge part of that charisma is manipulative. Even if it's not bad manipulation, it's about being able to win people over, right? Enrolling them in your vision. So again, this is under that Ace of Swords. So a lot of time trying to get back to, it's almost like he was addicted to being seen that way. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this is concern with career, concern with legacy, concern with perception. And then the Page of Swords. What do we know about the Page of Swords? So all the pages are students. Page of Swords is the honor student. They work really hard. They learn lessons really quickly. But the thing about the Page of Swords is when they don't get the attention that they want, they act out, right? And they can be somewhat, verbally abusive. So it's not that he was being verbally abusive in what he was saying, but it was almost like this little sense of get back. Like, oh, well, if Jada can do these things, let me tell you about who I was thinking about kind of thing, right? So a lot of this has to do with identity recovery, both with the fact that he's not handling being an aging actor very well, but also like specifically with this Temperance card and this Page of Swords, I'm getting that he still has a lot of wound around that August Alsina situation with Jada, which is not surprising. I think any man would feel that way. Because I'm nosy, I want to know if Hallie felt the same way. Was Hallie ever interested in Will Smith? You guys drop some more scales for me. Let me know how you're feeling. If you guys have any questions, put them in. But drop some scales. Let me know that you're following me. Will Smith is tired of it. He wants his own attention. He's like, I'm sexy too. I can get a young one too. I want some attention too. That's pretty much what that was about. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna ask if Hallie was ever interested. So we did get a card that jumped out, but I want to pull the full spread first because it's not the most obvious card to me. She thought, okay, yes, Hallie was interested. The card that jumped out while I was shuffling was the King of Cups. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to see what the spread looked like first. Because this is a really type of passionate leader, but it's not the type of leadership or like understanding of a man that every woman is attracted to, right? A King of Cups energy can read from other people as being overly sensitive, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we just aren't used to men being sensitive, period. But the thing that makes them a good leader for some is that they have that balance between a compassionate heart and a really executive mind, right? So that's a huge part of what attracted Hallie to Will. She saw the sensitivity in him, but saw that he was also really smart and able to like kind of navigate the business in a way that you can't if you don't have some sort of intellect. So she was looking at him. He could have been her king to a certain degree. In this first row, I have the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Moon card. Again, Seven of Pentacles is a card of investment. It's the 7-year, I call it the 7-year plan. So it's about sowing seeds in the future, in the present, that'll grow a big bounty in the future. So she waffled back and forth because she was able to see both sides. She could see how connection to him would have impacted her career for positive or how it could have hurt her career, right? So she was very much aware of looking at both sides in terms of seeing what is the long-term perspective, like what's the long-term impact of a relationship like this. She thought about it. She wasn't proud of the fact that she thought about it, but she did, right? With this Moon card. The Moon card is hidden. It's the things we do in the dark, the things that we won't admit to other people about ourselves. So she definitely was thinking about it. But the concerns about the bigger impact on her career is what held her back. It's further confirmed by the Eight of Pentacles, right? Honing your skill, honing your craft so that you have control over the money you generate in the future. So I think that Hallie didn't want to date him for the same reason that she never really dated any other big actor. If you look at her career, she never dated somebody that was more after I think the 90s, she never really dated somebody that was more successful than her, right? And a lot of that has to do with the fact that she wanted control over her money, her image, how her coins were coming in. That's the bottom line. So this whole first row is telling me that she thought about it, but it's this bigger impact on career, both in terms of how it would impact her reputation, but also the moves that she would end up having to make that held her back from engaging. Bottom row, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands, and the Tower. So Wheel of Fortune tells me that there was a time where the wheel was in their favor and a lot was going on where if she wanted it to work, she could have taken advantage of it. And this Wheel of Fortune is under the Seven of Pentacles. So that's more confirmation that, I mean, you know, the 90s were a different kind of time. And I'm getting intuitively, it wasn't the 90s, but it wasn't that far from when everything happened with, I'm getting Brad and Angelina a lot. So what I'm getting from this combination of cards, as well as that being a reference that's coming up into my mind right now, is that she knew enough that if she wanted it, she could have flipped it so that she wouldn't have necessarily had a homewrecker vibe, especially before her career dwindled. People really loved Hallie. But again, the longer term vision, the longer term plan, the ideas that she had, the dreams she had for herself, that wasn't something that she wanted to take on. So she considered it. She definitely did. But it also, there was a tower moment that led to this not working out. So I think that I'm gonna pull a clarifier over this. Go ahead and drop some more scales. Give me some help, y'all. Pour some energy over me as I clarify this tower. We got the Magician and the Emperor to clarify the tower. So do y'all remember when all that stuff was coming out? There was like a bunch of stories, and I want to say it was like the early aughts. There were a bunch of stories coming out about Will and Jada and their ties to Scientology. And that was when those rumors about him and Dwayne Martin first started, right? So again, there's a tower moment, business getting out, right? Catastrophic change, chaotic change that was there to rip the foundation out. Someone came along as the magician and covered up a lot of stuff, right? In that situation. This magician, we often think of like the Hollywood fixers as women, but this was a male. A very powerful male, a very structured male, somebody who had a lot of connections. So even though we got bits and pieces of the gossip, there's more to that story in terms of the Scientology stuff that didn't get out because Will works with really powerful fixers. Hallie was in on a lot of this shit. Not in on it like she was involved, but she was aware. So all this had a lot to do with why she was like, I'm not really good. I'm good. I'm okay. So if I had to summarize all of this, yes, there was an initial attraction to him. That attraction lasted for a long time. But given the overall goals she had for her career, as well as this kind of mess that she's been privy to for quite some time, those are reasons why for her, she was like, I don't really want to get involved in it. I got one more question, y'all. And let me know what you're thinking so far. Give me some more support with those scale emojis. So for a while, there have been rumors that Will Smith has been dating Liza Koshy, a younger comedian. So I want to know if there's any truth to the rumors that he and Liza Koshy, basically there's like room, because she's not very funny. That's just my opinion. So there are rumors that he's her sugar daddy, and that's how she's been able to get her career going. So I'm gonna pull and see if there's any truth to that. And since my cards have already snitched on Hallie, I think that they're gonna help me figure this one out. Is there truth to Will being attracted to Liza Koshy? Is there a secret relationship between the two of them? We'll pull one more clarifier over one of these cards because it's not.
Drop the scale emojis for my sister if she is reading tonight. Look, they said you read Will Smith. I agree. Quincy Soleil is doing amazing. Hit the Cash App if you are enjoying tonight's reading, you all.
So he's attracted to her, but I don't get that they have a romantic relationship. I think that if she wanted that to happen, it could happen very easily. In the first row, I have the Hangman, the Five of Pentacles, and the Chariot, right? The Hangman is, again, that card of a paradigm shift, doing things differently, turning yourself upside down so you can get different results. So I get two messages from this. He acted differently towards Liza than he would have another young lady that he was pouring interest into their career with. I'm not really sure why he is reserved with her, but this is him moving and acting differently, right? That's one meaning. The other meaning is that he spends a lot of time thinking about how he could appropriately have a relationship with her. I don't think it's one that he would want to have that's like private. So this is something that he spends a lot of time and thought about. Something about her in particular, though, makes him feel like he would lose if he were to be in relationship with her. We have the Five of Pentacles, and that's a card about feeling like you're out in the cold, poverty, lack. So he just moves forward and moves past it. He doesn't deal with it. He keeps going. Again, that Chariot energy is workaholic energy. Another thing that I get from this card is that he makes jobs up for her, right? That's another part of the reason why she is so prevalent, and she works as much as she does. But that is tied to his feelings for her, right? Creating little jobs for her here and there to keep her busy, making sure that she has money in her pocket. But he does invest in her. We get this with the Ace of Pentacles, which is the card of investment. It's giving gifts of money, right? Blessing with somebody with financial opportunity for them to pour into the foundation of something. So he does put a lot of money into her career, definitely. We have the Hermit card. Again, there's another card about thought, spending time in isolation. He thinks about her a lot, so he does have feelings about her. We have the Devil card. Okay, so I lied. He likes this girl. He likes this girl. I don't get that they've been physical, though. I don't get that they've been physical. We have the Devil card clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, and the Devil card is the card of vices, right? It's vices as well as workaholic energy, because there's that Capricorn element, right? About being very, very business driven. So he has vices that get fed a lot within the industry. And again, there's an issue, not an issue, but there's this thing that's coming up where it's like something about her makes him want to show up differently, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of independent living. A part of the reason why he pours into her financially is because he believes he's protecting her from being taken advantage of by someone else. A lot of him, that's what I'm picking up on. He's protective of her because he doesn't want her to be taken advantage of. And I think from her perspective, and also from some of the people around her, there's a lot of young women get taken advantage of in the industry. Sometimes you have to get ran through in order to get a career. And I'm not saying that in a flippant way. I'm saying that in a real way. You think that your favorite singer is just so talented that they got that record deal. It ain't no telling what old ass 65-year-old white man they had to suck off to get signed. That is the reality of the situation. And because he has feelings for her, he uses his influence as well as his money to protect her from a lot of the bullshit that other women that are trying to take the path that she does have to deal with. And realistically, I can understand why people think they are together, because it's not every day that you see a man randomly come along and do some shit like that for a woman, right? And that doesn't mean that he doesn't have feelings. He spends a lot of time in his head over this little girl. They haven't been physical yet, though. That's not to say that it's not coming. That's not to say that, they haven't talked about it. But as of right now, the relationship is very much of one. It's him seeing himself as her benefactor and protector. And that's the reading. I'll stop there.
Amazing, amazing, amazing job. If she read those cards for filth, go ahead and leave her a love offering in her Cash App, you guys. She did amazing on that, okay? Let's share the energy here, okay? So for the next part, we are going to be moving on to Kevin Gates and Dreka, okay? It's been kind of quiet. We haven't really heard anything, and neither of them will confirm if they're actually still together. However, there's been rumors about Kevin Gates being with someone else, and we know that they still they have a similar energy to Will and Jada. It's rumored that they're also they also have an open marriage. So we just kind of want to take a look at that and see. I believe the first question that I had was how does Kevin Gates currently feel about Dreka, because he is the one rumored right now to be dating other people. I haven't actually heard anything about Dreka, so let's take a look and see how Kevin Gates feels about his wife at this time, if she still is his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, because we don't know. You guys, I'm not really liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. It's just the energy is really dry here. Okay, so there's a lot of deceit in this relation. There's a lot of deceit. Uh, I get here that neither party is honest. Is the energy. This is a storyteller in reverse, and I get that neither party is just honest. There's a history of lies between these two. There's a history of poor communication between these two, and it's honestly just not looking good. I feel like with the Prince in reverse, Kevin Gates has literally been out here doing his own thing, talking to the groupies, right? This is not a necessary good card to pull, like in the relationship with his wife, right? This, I'm getting the energy that he's not necessarily focused on holy matrimony right now. He's out here talking to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay. Also, the next thing that I'm pulling here is that Kevin Gates, for me, this is more like of a spiritual lesson or a spiritual card right here. Something about this tells me that Kevin Gates is operating out of alignment of what's in his path right now. I get here that he's feeling lost and without guidance during this time. And this would also be a really good time for him to do some soul searching, because in reference to his wife, I'm literally not picking up that that she's a priority right now. Looking at this, I can safely say that they're not together. This is not a together energy. This is not a spread that would indicate that they're anything of an actual romantic couple at this time. It's very troubled. I'm feeling the energy of them. There's a distance here. Which is why partially why the message is coming across how it's coming across. Yes. Okay. So this card that I just pulled here indicates that he's being a little bit selfish right now. He's operating in a certain level of like selfishness right now. Like he's not worried about, like truly worried. He doesn't lose any sleep at night about what Dreka got going on or whatever. Since this is somewhat of a spiritual card, I kind of do feel like they may still be like actually legally married, right? But on Game of Thrones, and I just say that because of the deck that you have. So like I love that show. But only in name, right? They're only married in name right now. I don't get from this spread that they've actually like pulled the trigger as far as like signing those papers and separating, okay? And also, this also hints at the reason why everything is somewhat of a mystery right now. The reason why they're intentionally not talking to the press about their relationship right now for whatever personal reasons that they have. They're intentionally not bringing this up. I'm getting it's because like, especially with the cards I pulled, there's a slight possibility that they might move forward as a couple, but they might not. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the reason why they're not. It's still on the table. But as far as an actual divorce, I'm not picking up that energy. It's just like they're kind of yeah, that's my wife, but she's doing her own thing. I'm doing my own thing right now type energy. I did not pick up an ounce of love, which we usually see that come across, especially with Kevin Gates. Whenever if you follow him, whenever he actually does talk about his wife, he even has a song, he has several songs that he's like dedicated to her. And it's really just not that same energy tonight. So I kind of want to look further into that and see maybe from Dreka's point of view, like, has she outgrown him? Is she still interested in her husband? What does she currently think about Kevin during this time? Let's see.
You guys keep dropping those pink flowers.
Yes, drop the pink flowers. Gas me up. Give me some energy tonight, okay? because we need it. These celebrities are boring as hell right now. It's like I'm struggling to pull the energy. You know, I need some real tea. They're just so dry right now. Okay. Ooh. So in Dreka's life, in her opinion, in what she's experiencing right now, this is honestly just a mess. The very first thing that actually hurt is drugs. I think she might be doing drugs, allegedly. Allegedly. I get that her world is spiraling right now. Her heart is still with him. She still loves him. He literally stole her heart, and it's hard for her to get it back, right? Like, she's still very much invested in the relationship as far as her feelings are concerned. But when it comes to it, it's like a gamble. It's a high risk type situation because she can't see clearly. She can't see the outcome clearly. With Kevin, I get that it's hard. He's unpredictable, and it's really at this point, literally all is up in the air right now. It's a catch-22, right? Because she loves him if I stay with him, but then I also feel like there's these other things, you know, that are going on. I get that she's just like kind of in this whirlwind right now. Her world is just like all over the place right now, is what I'm getting from this reading. However, she is also someone who is remaining optimistic during this time. She's holding it together the best way that she knows how to do right now. I'm also getting that she is someone with foresight and drive, right? She is a visionary. She still has plans. You know, she still sees a future after Kevin, whether they work out or not. So that's Dreka as of right now. See if I could pull right now for her. This is like a learning opportunity. This is a time of self-reflection. It's almost like a hermit energy in a sense. This is a time for her to dig within. This is a time for her to drop those pink flower emojis, you guys. I haven't seen that in a minute now. But this is a time for her to learn the many lessons of life. She's trying to look for a lesson in the turmoil that she is going through right now. She's looking for something to make sense of, like, you know, what she's going through in her life. This is a chapter of her life where she is definitely unsure, as we saw earlier with the gambler card. But she's also trying to be someone who, you know, is optimistic about it. And she's looking for these lessons to take with her into the next chapter. Okay. Right before I was actually going to pick up these cards here. A card fell out. So I'm also going to bring that up too. This is the Midas in reverse. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I think that there may also be like some type of lingering financial or business dealings on the table, which is why they haven't actually like pulled the plug, or, you know, I feel like there's other things that are actually on the table right now, which is also one of the reasons why they're not like really speaking about what's going on. This is something that also can contribute to the fact that they're not actually divorcing yet. There is money concerns or physical concerns, something that is of value to actually both parties, which is one of the reasons why they haven't actually pulled the plug or spoke on the status of their relationship right now. You know, if you look at their Instagrams, you know, they're not even posting each other, which is odd, right? Yeah. For a celebrity couple of that stature. So if you guys would like me to keep going, drop some more pink flower emojis because I have another question.
Pink flowers, y'all. Especially if you want to hear more tea. Go ahead.
Yes, if you want to hear more tea. Okay.
And
If,
share some love on the Cash App. She's giving you a lot tonight. So show her some love.
yes. Okay. I also want to take a look at kind of like the status of their relationship. Thank you for the pink flowers. I want to take a deeper look at what's going on, what happened, like what brought them to the place that they're in right now. Okay. Okay. So right away, this is the Seven of Swords. Okay. And what I immediately am pulling from this card, there's a lot of snakes in the grass surrounding these two. I think that there's a lot of people in their circle that aren't necessarily there for their betterment per se. There's people in their ear. There are, I don't know why I'm picking up infidelity. You know, I feel like there was like a previous agreement, but somebody can't hang. Okay. Hence the Hangman in reverse. But, you know, I'm going to keep reading and see what else I find here. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm also seeing is that this is like this may actually have been something that has been going on longer than what we know about, right? There are things that are unseen. And only time will tell. Only time will tell whether or not, or time is like the only solution to whatever it is that they are facing in their relationship right now. There's like a lot of stagnant energy in their relationship, right? And there's a need to release some of those old stagnant feelings in their relationship. Looking at this spread so far, I feel like this is a couple that has been through a lot. Like they've literally, Kevin Gates song, Get It Out the Mud. They've got it out the mud together as a couple. And there is just so much that they have to work through. Let's see here. Okay. I get that. Like, so, and I actually kind of like that Dreka came up as the Queen of Swords, right? This means that she is someone who is going into this. She's using her head right now. She is being very logical and she is being very practical. She's not necessarily like letting emotions cloud her vision during this time. But she's just trying to be as practical as she possibly can. She may even, like live in her head just a little bit, but she might even overthink a little bit, but she's definitely being logical and trying her very best to just think her way through what she's going through. She's weighing out all of her options. Okay. Well, I don't think that she thinks that her husband is just being is in that energy, right? He's showing up as the reverse King of Wands, and I get that he just might be just doing. I get that he's being like he's giving her a real cold shoulder right now. Kevin Gates is almost like kind of hard to read. He is being, for lack of better words, being a little bit mean to her. He's like being a little bit aggressive. I don't get that he's being nice to his wife right now. He's out here, and like usually upright, the King of Wands, like that big dick energy. He's like not that right now. He might be doing that elsewhere, but it's definitely not with Dreka. So it's definitely it's a mess. It's a whole ass mess right now. These two are all over the board. These two need to be doing some marriage counseling or something, but this is a whole ass disaster right now. So if you all, that's the reading for Kevin and Dreka. So if you enjoyed that, go ahead and drop the flower emojis. And you can take it away, Auntie Soleil.
All right, drop the flower emojis and drop some love in her Cash App. Because she entertaining tonight, y'all. I don't even follow Kevin Gates, and I was like, ooh, for real?
Right? It's just, you know, toxic.
So I'm going to do a reading now on Rihanna and ASAP. I'm not gonna lie, I try hard not to pay attention to their relationship because I think she can do way better. I'm not an ASAP Rocky fan. I don't understand the braids, as well as all the harsh opinions about how women look, given that he looked like he don't wipe well. But like, I just don't get it. But you know, love is love, I suppose. So we're gonna see. I'm just gonna get straight to it. I know what people want to know about them. I'm trying to see if she's married. I'm not married. Is she pregnant? Relationship. Is Robin pregnant right now? Is she pregnant? How far along is she, if she is? Share any messages from her ascended masters and ancestors that you can get us at this time. See, I did get a card jump out, but I'm going to pull the spread before I go over it because I'm a little confused about what it has to do with them. Let me pull one more clarifier from another deck. You guys drop some scales. Help me out. Help a sister out. So I'm not getting a strong message that she's pregnant. I am getting the message that she wants to be. And I want to pull a clarifier over this because, of course, it's the very first card that has me stumped. But let's see. Oh, gosh. Yep. Okay. So she's not pregnant yet, but she wants to be pregnant by him. This is who she wants to have children by. The very first row, we have the World card, 4 of Wands, and the 2 of Cups clarified by the 10 of Cups. So she wants to build a family with A$AP Rocky. The World card is about new transitions, new chapters, the world being at your feet, opportunity being at your feet, and you having the experience to be able to take on a new chapter. I call my 10 of Cups the card of ancestral community. It's about having relationships and ties that not only benefit you, but they spill over into the generations after you. They take care of the elders in the generation before you, right? So it's ancestral love. This is what she sees when she thinks about Rocky. She loves him deeply, and she wants to go into the next chapter of her life with him. That's further confirmed by the 4 of Wands, which is homecoming, celebration, solid foundations. It's literally about building a home with somebody and having something to celebrate. And then we have the 2 of Cups. She sees him as her soulmate. He has deficits that she can pour into and heal, and vice versa with him, right? Because it's these 2 cups have different things that the other person needs. So she's very much connected with him. They argue like crazy. they do. But I think, I don't know how to explain this. I've seen this with certain Queen of Swords types women, and I use Rihanna a lot as my like example of a Queen of Swords woman, where they don't really respect their man if they don't argue with them. I don't know any other way to say it. Like they want to be checked. They want a man who respects them enough to check them. So they argue a lot, and sometimes it wears her out, but she needs that, if that makes any sense. But they do argue and bicker. It's always for their betterment, but he holds her accountable. He gives her a lot of shit. Judgment card. This is the card of absolution and awakenings. So she's going to get messages soon about whether or not he's the right person. She considers marrying him. I think, yeah, that makes me sad. I don't like she considers marrying him. This is something that she thinks about, right? And I think she's been in prayer around it, and she's going to get some clear answers and messages around whether or not that's right for her soon. Even though she loves him deeply, she does have some reservations. He specifically pulls on some childhood trauma stuff for her. And that's something that comes up. But he is really giving and he's really supportive. Even though she doesn't need his money, he is giving and he does pour into her. So that is something else that she likes, right? It's not about, and people have to understand this about every woman. Men, even if your girl got it, get it for her the fuck anyway, because that is what's going to make her love you. But that's a huge part of the reason why she loves him the way that she does. He spoils her a lot. And I think whereas she has to be the boss in every other space, she doesn't have to do that with him. And that's a huge thing, especially for a really high performing kind of Queen of Swords type A femme woman, right? The card that jumped out and that I couldn't place at first, but that makes total sense now, is this Knight of Swords. He's her protector. She feels safe around him. And I don't mean protector like he will throw hands over her. He will. But she doesn't necessarily need that. She's Rihanna. She has security, right? She feels safe enough to be herself very unapologetically around him. And I don't think she's had that in a lot of her relationships in the past. So that's a huge part of what brings them together. So to answer the question that I asked, she's not pregnant right now, but she wants to have his baby. Like when she thinks about who she would have a child with, who she's comfortable building that kind of ancestral love and community with, it is him. Even though they fight and bicker, she's turned on by that. She likes that. And he's also just very protective of her. He loves to spoil her. So she appreciates that energy quite a bit. So the next question I'm going to ask about, the second question I had written down was, is he the permanent choice? I'm not going to answer that because I feel like that already got answered in the first one. So my last question is a little messy and I don't care. But we all seen the picture floating around over the last month of her and Rocky along with Nikki and her husband and her baby. I want to know what Rihanna thinks about Kenneth Petty. I want to know, because when you see your friend with somebody, it's one thing to not like their partner. It's another to be like, girl, why that one, right? So I want to know what comes up for Rihanna when she thinks of Kenneth Petty and when she sees Nicki Minaj with him. So thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Brittany, for the scales, but it's a lot more than just those two there. So if y'all can go ahead and drop some scale emojis, that would be very helpful. Give me some energy. Can we do the Obamas? You know what? Not tonight, because we've been on here for an hour and we done gave y'all a lot of tea within this hour. But definitely, if you guys want a reading next week, we can come back and do one on the Obamas. Who else would you guys want to see us read in the next installment? Because this week was dry, y'all. This was some bull trying to pick a topic this week. But definitely drop some scales, share some love offerings. Give us your support, y'all. What does Rihanna think of Kenneth Petty? Has she ever said anything to Nikki about how she feels about Kenneth Petty? If you can see, feel, or hear her elevated ancestors, please let me know what her thoughts are at this time. Okay. Okay. So allegedly, I'm pulling your move. Let me get that allegedly out the way now. She feels like the situation was a disaster, that he is a disaster waiting to happen, and that Kenneth Petty is going to be Nikki's destruction. We have the Tower. So again, we know that is chaotic change, the universe trying to rip something. So the Tower comes along when you've been too stubborn, too stupid, too willful, too whatever, to remove something out of your life that you don't need, something that's causing your destruction. And Rihanna feels that Kenneth Petty needs to be removed from her life. And if it doesn't happen naturally, it's going to happen in a way that is chaotic and destructive. There's no way of getting around it. She sees that this man is going to be Nikki's downfall. She also looks at this situation like, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Again, Rihanna's my queen of swords. So she's looking at this situation like, hell no. I have too many boundaries. My standards are too fucking high. Like, there's no, it could not be me. And I get that he's not even trying to make it slick that he sees Nicki as a meal ticket. I think that he has done things in front of Rihanna that have disgusted her, and that literally makes her understand, like, oh no, he literally sees you. You are a charity to him, and you are somebody that literally pours money over him. So just those three things alone, allegedly, Rihanna's not really here for it, right? Seven of Cups is under the Tower, and the Seven of Cups is about a lot of opportunities, a lot of information that's being presented to you in a confusing way on purpose, right? Some of the options are being presented to you to throw you off, and you have to take your time to kind of comb through things and get the fuller picture, right? So she tries to do this. She tries to like take her time, not say too much, be really, really slow, but intuitively she knows that there are things that this man has convinced Nicki of that are not true. And again, with this being under that tower, she knows that those secrets and those details are going to come out to bite Nicki in the ass later. The Death card. This Death card is under the Queen of Swords. She wants Nicki to mature. It's like she's looking at her like, you are overdue for a transformation. You are overdue for some maturation. You need rebirth. And she's just hoping that even when this comes to a fall, that it won't hurt Nicki too much. That rather it being something that destroys her completely, that it can be like her Madonna moment, right? Her rebirth moment, her not repackaging. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Like this rebirth moment for her that she can take control over. And that's further confirmed by Page of Wands, right? Pages of Wands have big ideas about who they want to be. Their task as a student is to figure out how to take that and root it in reality. And this is so a huge thing is it's like she understands how Nicki got to a space where she could settle the way she did, right? And she feels sorry for her around it, but she really wants Nicki to take the leap of walking away from this man and figuring out how to actually manifest the relationship that she truly does want, right? So, and then the card that jumped out is the Ace of Wands. So again, more Ace of Wands energy. No, sorry, the Ace of Wands. So it's a new beginning. She really, really craves a new beginning for Nicki, an opportunity for Nicki to, reestablish her reputation, have something new. But she can't see this happening with Kenny there. She just sees Kenny as a roadblock, a set of problems. She really, really wants Nicki to smarten up and like tap into the same Queen of Swords energy that she has, so that she can start cutting this nigga off and like have something different. But she feels like if Nicki stays in this relationship, it's only going to lead to her downfall. I feel like the rest of the public feels that way too. So we're here with you, Rihanna, allegedly, if you feel this way, allegedly, although I know you do. So I'm gonna end here. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope that this was entertaining for you, that you learned something. We already got some requests for next week. So if you guys see us again next week, we'll probably be reading on the Obamas. But yeah, you have anything you want to promote before we go, sister, or anything you want to say?
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming tonight. This was fun. Hopefully, the celebrities will get it together and start giving us some more mess and some more tea to spill for next time. But I appreciate you all coming. As always, you can book with us at the Voodoo Institute for readings and also consultations. Both of us offer shadow work consultations. I know Hunsi Soleil is really good about going live weekly on the BSN network to catch videos, and you can also catch those with me. But other than that, thank you all for attending. Hopefully it resonated with you all.
Thank you for attending. If you guys want to learn how to do some powerful money magic work, definitely enroll in Monze La Belle Venus's money magic class on the 15th. If you guys have been having a difficult time sleeping or interpreting your dreams or organizing your psychic visions, like you get downloads but they're cloudy, you want to enroll in my psychic vision and dream bath crafting class. It is on October 19th. We're always teaching something, so there will be some more things coming out. Until we see you all again, take care. This was fun. Thank you for dropping by. Good night.
Good night.